Hello, and a very warm welcome to yet another edition of The Real Talk. We hope that it's finding you well, that your day is going well. My name is Jackie Lumbasi. We are at Mythos Boutique Hotel. You should visit them. They have Atmosphere Restaurant, which is on social media. Their Twitter handle is atmosphere_KGL. You should come by and enjoy this service. Today we're talking to a colleague in the media. You've seen him on TV. He's got an amazing story, a young man that I would love to hear from and get inspired. For sure, as we always say, we bring people from different walks of life to share their different stories, because every life experience has a lesson for you or for the person that you interact with. Let's see our guest. Welcome to the show. Our guest is not a new person on TV, Paul Rutikanga. It is such a pleasure to see you.
Thank you, Jackie, for having me.
Thank you for honoring my invitation.
I'm so excited. I'm so delighted to be here. You know, I'm one of the biggest fans of this show. I think
that I know. Yeah, thanks, Paul.
One of the biggest show in East and Central part of Africa.
Wallahi.
So thank you, Jackie, for having me.
Thank you. Thank you so much, my dear. You know, every time I see you online, sharing some of the links to the past programs, I really get encouraged and feel appreciated. So thank you.
You, Jackie. You're welcome.
Paul, you're a big-time TV star. But before we get there, I would love to start from your earliest context, that young Paul growing up. Share with us a bit from that time, your childhood.
You mentioned that I'm a young man, but the story is long.
A young man with a long story.
With a long story.
Okay.
Well, I was not very fortunate to be born in this country. Country of my ancestors, because of the history of Rwanda. I was born in Tanzania to both Rwandan parents. That was around 1990. And my family and I moved to Rwanda around 1994, end of 1994, after the genocide against the Tutsi.
So you are around 4 and
Yeah,
5.
at that time I was around 4 or 5. So I do not remember much about myself in Tanzania, but one of the stories that I still remember, I was telling my folks, you know, my boys, at that time I was 4, as I said, telling them about Rwanda. That Rwanda is a beautiful country, a land of flowing milk and honey, and they were like, no, but from what we are hearing on news and everywhere is that in Rwanda people are killing each other. And actually, if you happen to go to Rwanda,
they will kill you.
They will catch you. They will tie your arms and legs. They will place you in a box and throw you into the Akagera River. And I was like, what is this? So I went back home, and the first question I asked my mom was like, you've been telling me we are going to Rwanda, but from what I heard, those boys were half-caste, Shamakon, Raju, and Mitun. Their father was an Indian, and their mother was a Tanzanian. So I asked her about what's going to happen if we go back to Rwanda, and she was like, of course there are things which are going on there, but there are boys and women and men who are there to make sure they fix everything and we go back home.
So your mom was hopeful. And things were going to get better if you go back home.
And allow me to thank all liberators of this country. We never take for granted what they did for us. They sacrificed everything, including their lives, for us to be here, to have a country.
No doubt. You know, earlier you mentioned this off-air, that there are times when you wouldn't be allowed to say your surname, your Rwandan name.
I'm telling you, couldn't say that I'm called Rutikanga. Yeah, you will find most of the people who are from Tanzania, who are in Tanzania at that time, you will find Paul, maybe Paul John, maybe Innocent, Gregor.
Because even, even Tanzanians themselves actually don't have
they have the same. So it was like, to mention that my name is Rutikanga in the first place, oh my God, you feel like, no, because we were trying to be Tanzanian, to hide that thing of Rwandan. But of course, our parents used to tell us not to use Kiswahili when we are at home. It was only Kinyarwanda. And
Oh,
the
and then
results,
Kiswahili outside.
today I'm presenting news on national broadcaster in Kenya, Rwanda.
Rwanda, exactly.
Yeah.
That is so nice. So how was it then coming back and getting your life back together for the family? How many kids are you?
We are 5. I'm the firstborn
Okay.
with 2 sisters and 2 young brothers.
So coming back in, then settling, how was that experience?
In 1994, end of 1994, we came back to Rwanda. We lived in Nyamirambo, Nyakabanda, for almost 3 years. Then my family decided to go countryside in Kirehe district. And later on, they went back to Tanzania. But I stayed with my grandma. And unfortunately, she passed away in 2003. At that time, I was getting ready to join secondary school. So I did my primary school in Kirehe district and my secondary school in Ngoma district. And then but during the holiday, I always went back to Tanzania to visit my family. Then in 2011, I finished secondary school. Then I went back home for 1 year. Then I came back to join university, where I did bachelor's degree in journalism and communication at Mount Kenya University. And in 2014, I got an internship at Royal FM, 2014, and the rest was history.
What drove you to journalism?
I think I was a journalist since in elementary school because I used to inform people about everything. So I remember myself telling them stories, even on the morning assemble, and telling them everything that is happening on news. I used to listen to Radio Rwanda all the time. All the program, Waruziko and Makuru Chimuya Makuru. So,
and you'd be the one narrating to you.
I'm telling you, yeah, because
yes.
I could listen radio on Saturdays and Sundays, and then on Monday, I'm the big boss. Yeah, so I think from that time, I had that thing, that passion. So I could consider myself as somebody who is very, very passionate about communication.
You are, no doubt. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's all about passion, commitment, of course, yes, and consistency.
Did you always want to become a news anchor?
Yeah, that's what I wanted from the beginning. Of course, in the elementary school, like all other kids, my dream was to become a president or a prime minister or someone big there. Yeah, but with time, I end up in what I love most. Yes, and I'm still young. Things are still coming.
No doubt.
Yeah.
You are. And so when you eventually got into that seat as an anchor, would you say that your expectations were met? What you hoped for and what you found, were they aligned?
And actually, before getting there, the journey was not easy.
Tell
Because
us.
I did 6 months of internship at Royal FM, as I told you. And after 6 months, I was kicked out. I went to EGA.com. But being at EGA.com was one of the incredible... I could not be the one I am today without EGA, because, you know, we normally think that we know how to write Kenya Rwanda, but get there. You know, create something from the scratch, an article.
It's not easy.
In Kenya Rwanda.
In Kenya Rwanda.
That's when you will understand that, hey, there are things I need to understand more. So I was there for almost 1 year, and I would like to thank my boss, Mary, who did a lot to me and to my friends.
He trusted you.
Yes.
You know, let me tell you something. As a fellow media person, there's nothing as good as someone who believes in you.
Definitely.
And
when you are nothing.
When you're nothing.
Yes.
You know, I have been there before, and I look back, I can remember those people's names.
Yes.
I remember how much they influenced me and how inspired I was, because I was green and they still took me on and said, we will train you, we'll give you a chance. So, and it's always important to look back and appreciate those people.
Yeah. So I thank...
Because today we are here, but there's that place where we came from.
Definitely. So Mael, I thank you. I know you will
Yeah,
see
yeah,
this.
he's definitely watching.
So after
this.
IGA, I went to Clouds
Okay.
TV. Was
That's in TZ.
yeah,
Oh.
no, here in Kigali they had a branch.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
I want to thank also my boss Lee. So this show is all about thanking people.
It's all about, yes.
who trusted me as well. So I did everything there. Broadcasting was in my hands. From filming on field, editing, going on air, that's when everything started. So after Clouds TV, I joined Radio and TV 10. That's when business started. I started getting paid for what I was doing.
Oh, these other people are not paying you.
Until apart from Mayor, who was giving something.
He gave you something small. Yeah.
So at Radio and TV 10, that's when business started, serious business.
Good.
Yeah, I started attending these big events. And then finally, on 15th March 2017, I joined Rwanda Broadcasting Agency.
How was the process of joining? Did you apply? You went through interviews?
I saw like the vacant announced, and I tried my chance.
Wow.
And I was taken. Yeah. The first day on TV was something else. With those lights everywhere. Oh, but I knew it's my dream.
Yes.
So I'm doing what I like most. So I tried my best.
You know, Paul, let us not fly past that. I always tell people my first time on TV.
How was it?
Do you know my mouth went dry? I've never forgotten. A human being running out of saliva.
Yeah.
The tension in that room with the lights.
Yeah.
It was the first time I was seeing so much light. And then I had dreadlocks, so I was wearing a wig. They insisted on me wearing a wig. I was in a suit, and it was lunchtime news.
Sweating.
Yeah, like a goat.
But you know the
My
funny
goodness.
thing, I could every time imagine that people are watching me. That's the baddest part
I think
of
that's
it.
the worst thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because you don't feel like you are alone. You start thinking about people who are watching you from all over.
And that scares you.
Yeah.
On your day one, that is really, really scary.
I felt like.
But you went through
I'm
day
crying.
one and...
Yeah, I was with Redemptus at that time, if not Gloria. So, yeah.
That's amazing. How did you end up working with Gloria?
Well, I don't
Who
even
thought
remember.
of pairing you two
Our
up?
boss, I think, Silvanus, our chief editor. And the first day, since I don't remember really what happened to work with Gloria, but what I know about Gloria, she's one of the hardest work I have ever seen.
Beautiful.
Very creative, innovative. And actually, I want to thank those who are sending us encouraging messages. And Hala are those who see things the way they want.
Talking about those
Our
who
message to them, it's just Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Paul, you know, talking about those who see things the way they wish to see things.
Tell me.
When I mentioned to some friends and colleagues that I was going to host you, they sent me with a question. The chemistry between you and Gloria is fantastic. And so they wanted to know, do you do more than just TV
Jackie
chemistry?
Lumbasi.
No, please,
Where are
I
you
am
going?
a messenger.
And what are your
I
thoughts
am a
on it
messenger.
in the first place?
Ah, gosh.
You are in an interview with a journalist.
Yes.
Now things are
So,
turning.
in my opinion, and having been in that place, because I've done duo anchoring before, I know that sometimes the viewer reads more than they should read.
Definitely.
Indeed, more than, because it's just, and the fact that the two of you are working together, you must have fabulous chemistry for this duo thing to work. So I, as a fellow journalist, I don't see shifts.
So for you, understand.
But then for you, no, but let me
Help me
not
to
put
tell
words
these
in your
people.
mouth. You tell us if there's more to this.
No,
Is
you
she
are
just your
not far
TV
from
girl,
the reality and truth.
or is there more to it?
No more, Jackie. She's a mother to two. I respect her family. I love all of them.
Yeah.
Her kids are my friends. And yeah, nothing really. People are always telling us about Akana Komujisho, but I don't see that. So you expect us to work like I'm just like this and you are... No, it can't be that way.
Work.
We are professional. We respect our boundaries.
It's important.
Yeah, definitely. Nothing like that.
Okay, to help with the on-air chemistry, do you have any time of TV where you meet? Do you go out for get-togethers? Do you invite each other to your homes?
Actually, there is no difference between me and other colleagues, including Gloria. We are always out like other people, you know. We get in rare occasion that we go outside and we, you know, but it's not like creating this chemistry from outside. It was done just like that. We are sometimes wondering actually what people are saying. Where are they getting this, you know? Because we are always there with other people. Those who are taking pictures, they don't even consider them.
Let me tell
It's
you.
as if we are taking selfies every time. Oh, there are people there.
There are other people there.
And actually, we are trying to be careful with everything that we are posting these days. People are creating stories,
They're creating
documentaries
stories.
on YouTube, everywhere, comments, but it's
I don't
fine.
think you should let that get to you, eh? As long as the two of you know
The
that
reality,
it's all
and people
work
around
and
us
nothing
know
else.
everything that is
Yes.
going on. Yeah.
So don't reduce whatever,
Definitely.
limit whatever you
Thank you,
post on
Jackie.
air. Please don't.
And I hope
The
Gloria
media.
will be the next one here.
Yeah.
This-
Oh, absolutely. I'll have Gloria next.
All right.
With the media landscape, what is your assessment of it today?
I would like to say that the media in Rwanda has improved a lot. I remember back in 2003-4, I used to listen to Radio Rwanda as I was telling you. And when I see today the radio stations that we have in country, TV stations, social media, there is a tremendous improvement that has been made by the government of this country. But also internet is taking over. So we have to be more creative. I mean mainstream media like TV and radio, because these days I think nobody has time to wait for 8 p.m. news to know what's going on in
We
the country.
scroll through social media.
We have everything on our phones.
To catch the breaking news, see the
how are we
headlines.
going to go with that, along that journey of globalization? And when I see what we have at RBA, Matt Media team, very strong, proactive, that's what we need to keep this audience that we have. Yeah, there is, and in terms of what we are getting from media, it's also amazing.
In terms of talent, do you see the media practitioners as people that are keen on excelling, proving themselves, opportunities? When they get opportunities to study, do you see them grab those opportunities?
Honestly, I don't think this media, this big media house, because we have internet these days, it's easy for people to show their talents and everything. But I don't think they get enough time on TVs, on radios, to show their talents. But with internet, with YouTube, with TikTok and all social media platforms, we see young Rwandans with talent that we couldn't expect. So it's a good thing that we have all this platform that when here things are not working, you can try this way. And people are getting money from these social medias. So it's a good thing.
We're talking to Paul Rutikanga. He's an anchor and show host on RBA, multi-talented young man. If you're looking to join the media, we hope that this will inspire you to get in and do better. We're at Mythos Boutique Hotel in Kiyovu. Check them out. They've got a lovely place poolside for your parties. They have a nice conference room, a small one. They've got a VIP space if you want to have an intimate dinner upstairs at Atmosphere Restaurant, which is on Twitter and different social media platforms as Atmosphere_KGL on Twitter. We will be back. Glad to have you with us on The Real Talk. Please share the link. We're live on RTV and on YouTube. Share the links that we have. Our people catch this conversation with TV man Paul. Paul, so you just recently came back from China. let's talk about that experience. You getting a scholarship, going away. How was it there? Why did you come back? Someone will say, oh, there are more opportunities there. But I know you're driven by the desire to build your country. That you've told me before off air. So let's talk about that.
Well, in 2021, I have had an opportunity to get a scholarship from the government of China, of course in partnership of Rwandan government. And because of that good partnership, we are enjoying these fruits.
Yeah, you know.
So
Yeah.
I was one of the luckiest who got that scholarship to go to China. But that was during the COVID-19, so I started online classes until beginning of 2023. That's when I went to China to attend physical classes. My expectations about China was something else because of people that we are seeing here, Chinese people that we are seeing here all the time, constructing roads and everything. So when I arrived in Beijing, it was something else. What a beautiful country. Yeah. Anyway, to summarize it, when I was about to come back to Rwanda, there is a friend. I will
First
come
talk
back
about the
there.
beauty. Don't...
All right. There is a friend of mine from these neighboring countries. He was like, Paul, are you back to Rwanda? And I was like, yes, like you. And I was like, why? I'm now thinking about going back home. He mentioned the city. And I was like, well, but why? And he was like, anything can happen when you are on the streets of that city. But Rwanda is safe and
I have
everything.
a feeling I know that city.
I think now I'm answering the question you asked why I came back. That's one of the reasons. So China is a huge country with 9.7 million square kilometers. Can you imagine that? Rwanda is only 26,000 something, with a population of 1.4 billion. Jackie,
Oh my God.
you see how big this country is. So, but Beijing is a beautiful city, flat. You can ride a bike from Rwamagana to Kigali. Yeah, because no hills and everything.
It's not hilly.
Yeah. So transport there is very convenient, infrastructure. They have done an amazing work, those people. And from what I see in Rwanda, in Kigali, we are on the right track. Yeah. So
when you go there to study, does your visa allow you to work as well?
No.
Or you do purely study?
When you have a student visa, you are not allowed to work in China until you finish your studies and then you apply for working visa. Otherwise, you find yourself in Rwanda. Deportation is like... Yes.
Yeah.
So it was just focusing on studies. So it was a great opportunity, first of all, to think about myself away from these busy days. So I was very fortunate to experience this new life. I was lucky also to travel across the country, countryside. I went to Gansu, I went to Shandong. Also, these are big cities. Like Shandong has over 100 million people, just one province of Shandong. And you can't differentiate these cities from Beijing. They are the same. When you're talking to them, have you ever been to Beijing? They're like, no, to do what? I can get everything here. So Beijing is a capital city, but that's all.
Wow.
Yeah.
A lot of people, once they start earning and they're living a good life, like you're living a good life, sometimes you don't see the need to really upgrade. Why did you think it was important for you to go and study? What does that certificate mean to you?
Wow, good question. First of all, when you look at how things are running, how the world is changing every now and then, you really realize that there is a need of upgrading every time. So it was a great chance, a great opportunity to go abroad to see what is there, what others are doing to achieve what they have, and of course come back to Rwanda and contribute in one way or the other to make sure that we are there. So that was one of the reasons that I decided to stop everything that I was doing. I was good. I was getting everything that I wanted. But I said, no, this is not enough. I have to add something on what I have so that future I will have something to contribute to this country. Because as I said, to those who liberated this country, we always owe them something all the time. Yeah.
And I think the thing that we need to do is appreciate your employer.
Definitely.
Yes, you got to appreciate your employer who allowed you to go be away for that long, and you came back and found your position still there. Another person could have easily filled that position.
I'm telling you,
yes.
Yeah, but you know, when you have this study leave, so you are allowed to go and do your studies and come back also and serve your country. So that's what happened. But I want to thank my bosses. Yeah,
that's good, because the other thing that the media in Rwanda suffers from is that lack of training. You will be employed, you have a voice for radio, you have an idea, you know how to switch on and switch off the microphone. They'll put you there, and a lot of media owners don't care. Yes, they don't care whether you will learn anything more from that.
Here
they just
different.
Take you and keep you as you are.
Not only in media, even in other sectors.
Even other sectors, They don't do training and capacity building. Really.
So, we are lucky.
What advice would you give to a young person? You know, there's a young man, a young woman who looks up to you. What are those life lessons that you have learned that you want to pass on to them?
Very easy one. Discipline is everything, is key to everything. Discipline, consistency, and always try to be creative. We have a story of Inkotanyi who liberated this country. You can learn from every story, from the beginning. You can listen to the messages of His Excellency from back then, 1990, and you will understand or realize that consistency is very important in everything that we are doing. Don't give up. Just keep pushing. Yeah, but discipline is key.
Discipline is key.
Respect people, respect time, respect everything that is around you.
What would you say has helped you in advancing your career? There's an aspect of networking. Or what significance has that been? Because we go to places and we're being told, oh, go out, network, meet new people.
But when you're putting that way, it sounds like I'm somewhere already, but I'm still pushing. I'm grateful, but I'm still hungry, like to achieve more and more.
And it's a good thing to be hungry.
Yeah, so the secret of everything, as I said, is discipline. Listen to people who are there before you.
How do you go about meeting these people or finding them? Where do you find such inspiration that keeps you going?
I started texting these journalists when I was in secondary school. Texting them on Facebook, texting them everywhere, telling them how I admire what they are doing. Because I loved this thing from the beginning. I knew that one day I would be somewhere. So I wanted to keep them around me, to be my friends, to recognize my name, to know that there is a young boy called Paul that exists. So that's what I used to do in terms of networking. But also, when you meet people, everyone, don't take anyone for granted. Yeah, he or she can contribute something that you didn't have. So whether you think maybe is not the right person to talk with, you are wrong. Yeah, so I respect everyone, and I expect big things from anyone.
What would you describe as the defining moments of your life? If you have any events that you can say for sure, this took me from one level to the next.
I was born outside this country, so I have that experience where you feel that you don't belong somewhere. I have that part of life. I also have these feelings of having my country and free to do anything that I want. Yeah. So I would say that I was lucky because I was born the time that people started or launched this liberation war to liberate this country. So the environment that I was grow up in was very conducive and was giving me every opportunity. So I'll define my life in that way.
What has been the lowest moment of your life, if there's any time or
Of
experience you've
course,
been through?
as a human being, in 2007, my mom got an accident, and it was terrible. It was a terrible moment because I was not expecting to see her again. But after almost 3 years, she was able to walk again, and that was one of the hardest moments in my life. Yeah.
And as a firstborn child,
as firstborn child, but also life at home. As I mentioned, I'm from a very, very humble family, so it was hard. It was hard. To an extent, I started thinking differently. Like, am I still going to achieve what I've been dreaming? Or, but God is always great and is always there for us.
Yeah. And you're saying it took her 3 years for her to be able to walk again?
At a hospital. And even
Wait, 3 years in hospital?
Yeah.
Oh, that was sad. Yeah.
And
hospitalized, not in and out.
Hospitalized. Yeah.
Paul.
3 years.
Yeah, that must have been really hard.
That was one of the hardest moments.
Yeah, we thank God.
And I was still young at that time.
Yeah. We thank God you came through that. Yeah, you came out of it.
But now she's okay. She's fine.
That's good, yeah. When you look at the next 5 years, where do you see yourself, you know?
Well, now after coming
You're
back...
a man of great ambitions.
I'm telling you, after coming back from China, I have a lot. I have a lot. I've seen a lot there. And I have chance. I have everything that I need to achieve everything that I think is possible to be achievable. So I'm thinking of keep expanding my career, keep doing big things. I'm thinking of bringing up a program, a TV program. Yeah,
another one.
I will tell you about it.
Yes, you should.
Not only always on news. So there are things that I'm still planning, but also at this age, I'm thinking about starting my family in the near future.
Are you seeing someone?
No, I'm still...
Are you dating? Are you searching?
Yeah, I'm searching, not dating. Yeah, to
your people are watching.
And actually, this is a message to those who are always thinking that Gloria and I, no,
you know, you'll soon get applications. Those who are watching,
I can't wait. I know the audience of this show is something else.
Oh, you know it.
But people from outside this country are your big fans.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I thank God for that. Because, you know, I keep saying the real talk is supposed to tell the Rwandan story. So, yes, it's for everyone. So if people across the world can watch the show and learn something about Rwanda and the people of Rwanda, then the show will have served its purpose.
I'm not a good storyteller, so
Paul,
they will excuse me for
you're
that.
a good storyteller. Don't worry at all. You tried. Let's talk about media training as we move on. And, you know, media as the fourth arm of government. What can we do to improve our work? What do you see as something that we can improve in order to take part in media awards, win, you know, awards? And I'm asking this, it's a very personal, it's a personal concern. Because I see lots of opportunities that journalists are not taking advantage of. You who has gone, sat with other journalists and studied, and you've seen the kind of confidence that other media people around the world have. What can we do to elevate ourselves?
And actually, that's one of the reasons that other people from outside are telling our stories, are telling stories of Africa the way they want. So to change that, we need to build that confidence. Actually, what is lacking is just confidence, nothing else. You get.
Financing is not lacking?
Also, it's very important, but you have to start. You don't need to ask for financial so that you can do something. Do something.
Start.
With what you have. Yes. Okay. I've never seen an African in US taking a picture in just a suburb or in a bad place. They they will be always looking at Manhattan in New York, taking on those
best sites, best places.
Let them come to Africa and see what will happen. They go to Nyamirambo, to those you get. So for them to show Africa, they have to find those places. But for us to show America or Europe or anywhere in the West, we have to find you get. So to change that narrative, to change that mindset, we have to start by ourselves as journalists to start showing what we think is right for them to see, but also working together as Africa, you get. Instead of expecting everything from those people, we can come together as Africans and do something about ourselves. For sure, I've been discussing this with other Chinese people, because even them, they are facing a very serious war about that. Because as you know, in China, they don't use this social media from West.
They've created their own.
Definitely. So it's really hard to know what's going on in China when you're outside. Yeah, they are not showing anything because we are not accessing their social media. And these Westerns, they are always showing us a different world, which is completely different from what is in China.
The reality.
In China, you get. So when you are there, that's when you realize that other people are creating our image, are the ones, like it's as if they are planning everything for us. So we can change that, you get. And for Chinese, the government of China decided to protect their society. You can't access this Westerners' social media when you are in China unless you're using VPN or something else.
And that could be taken as a drastic measure. It's a drastic step, but sometimes it's necessary.
Definitely, yes, it is.
It's important to control the narrative.
Our
really.
people in IT, they have to start thinking the way we can have our own social media. We can have our own platforms.
Do you think the situation would be better for the
Definitely.
continent if we had our own African broadcaster?
Definitely, because we will be able to tell everything that we want. We are like in competition in those social medias. They are showing their things and we are trying to show also our things. But of course, we have to admire them because they are owners of everything. So we can change that. What's wrong with having our own social media in Rwanda? We are almost 14 or 15 million people. Kenya, Tanzania, all these African countries, we can do something. It is possible. So our ITs people,
let them do something about it. Not long ago, I put out a tweet saying, we like to complain, the Western world portrays us negatively, the Western world does this, that, and the other. Yet, I said we're the ones that arm them.
Definitely.
We give them the weapon to use against us because we've allowed them to come in and decide what they will showcase.
And actually,
as you said, someone will come and look for the worst part in Rwanda and say, this is Rwanda. And yet they have actually been to the good part, but they will always, because the African narrative should not change.
Definitely,
according to them, the African narrative should not change. It should remain as miserable and teary, terrible.
That prays for atrocities, prays for all these bad things. But we can change this.
We can change that.
Having our own platform. We can start slowly. It's not necessary starting from there, where they are.
We can start from the ground.
It's possible. And the use of internet and all this technology and everything, when you get in China, that's when you realize they have them to use them, like to make their life ease. You get. They are not there just to see them as technology and everything. They are using them. Yeah. I've never seen cash in China.
Oh.
No.
It's cashless.
For almost 2 years, I've never seen this RMB in cash. Yeah, so it is possible also to apply that here. But I'm not saying that we are doing nothing.
No, we are definitely making,
it's amazing. Everyone is appreciating the people I met there, fellow Africans.
Yeah, they appreciate where Rwanda is.
When they see you, they see His Excellency President Kagame.
Wow.
I'm from Kagame. You get. And I remember when I was young, everyone I could meet, they were like, oh, are you from Rwanda? Actually, they Rwanda and Burundi was like the same thing. Are you from Burundi? These are Burundians, where they're killing each other every time. But these days, go to Tanzania and say you're from Rwanda and see what will happen.
Their story is different. What advice would you give to young people young people your age and even younger, and all the people that are tuned, what advice would you give them as far as career is concerned and life purpose?
To never take for granted what we have today. Yeah, we are still, where we are. It's amazing journey, it's amazing experience. 30 years ago, it shows that everything is possible, but what it takes is something else. So we don't have to relax. We still have that bargain of taking this country from where it is today to where it's supposed to be. So it starts at personal level. How you are dealing with your daily life and everything, and then we come
The
up as one
dedication to
team.
work, the ambition.
So that's what I think is important for all Rwandans who are watching this, and all people that are watching this show from wherever they are. We have a lot to learn from what happened in Rwanda. In 30 years, everything's possible when you see our story, our history.
That's good. Is there a question you came expecting and I did not ask?
Jackie. But when I was watching this show before I was invited, you others, you were asking them simple and easy questions. Why tough on me? You're taking me there.
Well, I've not asked you hard questions. I've been as gentle with you as I am with everyone else. We're happy to have you with us on The Real Talk, talking to Paul. He's a wonderful young man. You should catch his bulletin together with Gloria. The next guest we will have for sure is Gloria. We invite her here to also hear her story. We believe that it's by sharing our stories that we get to inspire each other and get empowered as well. We will be back with 6 Qs. Welcome back to 6 Qs. We will rush through 6 Qs. And as we do that, don't forget to visit Mythos Boutique Hotel in Kiyovu. Visit their restaurant, Atmosphere Restaurant. They are on different social media platforms as Atmosphere KGL. What is the best life advice that anyone has given you, Paul?
To never tell anyone the amount of money that I have. Yeah,
Why?
honestly, I don't know. She didn't explain much.
But you were just told, never tell the exact amount that you have. Oh my God. Okay, that is the best life advice. What is the best career advice that you've been given?
I was told by Milad, your friend, as well as my friend. Yeah.
Yes.
One day he told me that consistency is everything. In the beginning, you may think that you are in the wrong place or you are in the wrong direction, but keep doing it.
Yeah.
Push, 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 and push again. So consistency.
The breakthrough could be around the corner.
Yes.
Wow.
So when you are starting something, people will be wondering, why are you doing this? Why? But in few days to come, you will be similar to that thing. To an extent, nobody can divide you from what you are doing. So consistency.
Wow. What goes through your mind when you take the seat to present the news bulletin to us?
That I'm doing what I love most, so I'm going to do it. And
give it your best.
I never take that job for granted. Every time. These ideas of thinking, I've been here for 6 years, now let me do it just as an experienced man. No.
For the sake of doing it.
All the times is as if I'm starting.
Wow.
I love that job and I respect it so much.
When you're not at work, what will you be doing and where will you be?
Home, reading. I really like reading books. I'm now reading Born a Crime by Trevor Noah. I just finished The Magic of Thinking Big, so I like reading books. I also like watching Manchester United when it's playing. So I like football, I like reading, sometimes watching movies. That's my life.
Wow. If you were to get stuck on an island, what is that one item, and you have given a chance to have one item on you, what would you pick?
Torch.
Torch?
Yeah.
Not a book, not a phone, torch.
No.
Oh,
Just
wow.
a torch. Phone for what?
A torch for what?
For finding a way to...
But you have daytime and you have nighttime.
Nah, I just need a torch.
You just need a torch.
To make sure that I'm safe there.
I love
can
that.
see everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
And lastly, what would you say?
I don't know, but also information. Is it an item? Having like...
A torch is an item, yeah.
No, I mean information.
Oh, information. So, no. Then in this case, it would be, how do you get that information? Is it from a book? Is it from a phone? Is it from a phone?
But I will ask for 3 things.
Oh, 3 things?
Yeah.
Okay, name them.
Torch, phone, and a blanket. To be sure that I'm safe there.
Because one item is tricky.
Hey, I'm telling you.
Okay. And lastly, what would you say to your younger self?
You are on the right track. Keep going, young boy.
Wow. That's good.
Yeah.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you so much,
It's been
Jackie.
a pleasure spending time with you.
Our Winfrey, Oprah Winfrey, I've been telling you this. Thank you so much.
Thank you, my dear. And we do hope to have another conversation with you soon.
Definitely. I will come with Gloria.
You
next
better,
time.
yes. Oh my God. It's been a pleasure for me to sit with Paul. I admire him. He does a great job on TV. It's good to know that he's got these great plans coming up, especially after returning from studies abroad. We do wish him all the best. If you've been inspired, you want us to have a conversation, both Paul and I will be online. Use the hashtag #TheRealTalk. Ask those questions. We will respond. Thank you for your time. We've got to say a big thank you to Mythos Boutique Hotel for hosting us. And we do hope that we will see you again next week. May God bless you.